Good morning, good morning, beautiful people. How is it going on this beautiful, what is it, Thursday morning? As you can see, you probably can tell, I am rushing and I don't know where Mr. Brandon is this morning. Let's see here. All right, let's bring him on. Hi, B, how's it going?
Hello. Going good.
You look like that. You look
Huh?
like that I just got up look.
Oh man, I did.
You
I
look
did. I'm
like I just got
exhausted.
up.
I am exhausted from training last night.
I,
Coach put us through it last night. I ain't gonna lie to you.
mm.
So sore. But good morning.
Good
How
morning.
you
Good
doing?
morning.
Day the
How's it
birthday.
going?
Good. Doing good.
It's day, what, 92? Good morning, Miss
Is it
Brenda
92?
Davis.
I
How's
thought it
it
was 90.
going? I'm sorry, you thought what, Brandon?
Is it 92? Is it 2? I thought it was for some
92.
reason I thought it was 90. Wow. Wow. How's your day
Are
going,
we?
Mom? What you
It's going great.
do?
It's going great. It's going great. So, yep.
I'm getting
Are we
everything set up
doing
here on IG. Yes. Yes, we are.
okay? Well, what I will do while you're doing it, and we'll give some people some time to come in. Miss Brenda, how was your day yesterday? What was your takeaway, if you had one? What was on your mind? What stayed in your world yesterday? I had a very busy, rushed day, so I don't know. I don't feel like my birthday was well, things kind of got twisted all the way around, but still was a good day. Did nothing I planned to do. Well, I wouldn't say that. Some things I did do, but I had much more planned. But I did it. I embraced it like a trooper, y'all. I didn't let it get in the way of what really matters. So I have a lot of people
So,
to thank. I got a lot of calls and texts yesterday. Um, So I have much to do today, later today, but I want to say thank you to everyone who reached out to me. And I will say thank you to everyone personally. So it was a good day. I'm a whole 56 now, you guys. So how about that? How about that?
how about
So Brandon, go ahead and do your thing. I'm
does
gonna
does
get
it
this
feel any
going right
different?
now. Do I
Okay,
feel
I
any
was gonna say
different?
does yeah. What is there anything different?
No,
Like what
not at all.
has a sentiment? Has a did anything to you about your birthday? To me that's half the story. Is how is 56? You said I thought it was 21. I don't know where that comes from.
Today,
I thought
on
you were
today.
21.
Oh, you thought I was
Yes, I
21.
thought you were 20.
In certain
Yeah.
areas of my life, I am still 21. But no, the best
Okay.
part of it, I don't know. It was good. Let me just say, I won't try to slice it up. The whole pie was good. The whole
Mm.
pie was good. So, but
Well, good.
I'm just
Well, good.
blessed. I feel
Well,
blessed to be here.
you did well. We're blessed to have you. I heard, and I actually heard you came by the house and saw the kids again yesterday. I was training,
I don't have my
or I'm
phone.
on train. So thank you for doing that.
You're
Happy
welcome. You're
about that.
welcome.
I'm glad you got those. You got those flowers.
Yeah, yeah. It was so cute because I come in and Tupac, y'all. Tupac is Tupac. He says, "Well, where's the cake? It's your birthday. Where's the
Like you
cake?"
ain't doing
That's
you
what I
ain't doing
want.
it
Want
right. Where's the
yeah.
cake?
Where's the cake? He says, "I want
Oh my
cake."
goodness.
So yeah.
That is so he's
So yeah.
always hungry. He's always eating something. But y'all, welcome to the In This Season podcast with your beautiful host, the Butterfly, one day after her birthday. Just checking in, getting some reflections about that. And then about to jump into this segment. If this is first time within this season podcast, this is a podcast where we focus on transformation. And in this, and it's inspired by my mother. And in this, we've been going through Daily Motivations for African American Success by Dennis Kimbro. This book was written like in the early 90s. And Daily Motivations for Success, for African American Success specifically, help you focus on the thoughts, attitudes, and deeds lead to the achievement of your true goals. In 365 short motivations, one for each day of the year, Dennis Kimbro, author of popular Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice to discover how to use the present moment and our own gifts to transcend labels, cultivate a positive attitude, become wise enough to know when to say yes, when to say no, and to look inward for life's challenges. Each motivation begins with words of wisdom from such distinguished and celebrated African Americans as Malcolm X, Marion Wright Elderman, Whoopi Goldberg, Charlene Hunter Galt, and Bill Cosby, Rowan, Mother Hale, Reverend Leon Sullivan, and hundreds of others. This treasure trove of practical action will give you fresh encouragement every day of the year. What it teaches will last you a life. And one of the quotes that I like to read on the back here from Dennis Kimbro says, "Every thought which enters our mind, every word we utter, every deed we perform makes its impression on the innermost of our being." So what kinds of impressions are we making on our innermost fiber? And Mom, I'll turn it over to you. You got anything to say about this book? Anything you want to add to it?
Um, I do not. I'm good with just getting right into it this morning. Let's rock
Let's jump
with it.
into it then.
While, while you are reading the passage, I am going to go because I just have to have my phone here to communicate with you guys on the stream. So I'm going to jump out for a minute and go get my phone off the
Okay.
charger. Go do what you do.
Go ahead and start reading it. Okay. All right. Well, today's passage is titled, "I Have a Dream." I have a dream. And the quote of the day comes from Montel Williams. Y'all remember Montel Williams, the talk show host? That's how you know in the 90s, because like, these quotes sometimes come from people that are somewhat I won't say removed from the public eye, but it's a while since we've seen them or since they've been, in their brightest moment in the public eye. But his quote, Montel Williams, the talk show host, says, "There's nothing mysterious about success. It's the ability to stay mentally locked in." Again, there's nothing mysterious about success. It's the ability to stay mentally locked in. Success is creating a state of mind that allows you to obtain the desires of your heart. Success resembles human survival. Both depend on future vision, seeing ourselves in specific situations, healthy, thriving, and full of positive expectations. As a college student in Houston, Texas, Dr. Barbara King, pastor of Hillside Truth Center in Atlanta, overcame a life-threatening bout with tuberculosis. When she was cleared to resume her studies, after spending 4 years in the sanitarium, Dr. King discovered that her classmates had either graduated or dropped out while she was convalescing. Now, faced with doctor bills as well as tuition, she worked hard as a maid on campus to get. After finally completing her coursework, she was asked how she managed to endure. What powers did she possess that others lacked? How did she manage to stay focused? She gave a clue in a speech before a group of college hopefuls. "I never thought of quitting," she said. "I kept my eye on the prize. I had
Mm,
faith. There's enough faith in the world to accomplish anything, but you must claim this faith for yourself. Claim it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't be what you want to be. Claim it and be it. Believe in yourself. Believe that you have something to give to the universe. Focus your energies in a single direction can work wonders. If you want something badly enough, long enough, and consistently enough, don't be surprised if you get it."
mm.
And that's the passage. And our affirmation that we read 3 times, one for me, one for you, and one for the person that you're going to share this link to, is, "I will focus my mind on my goals." Very simple, short, sweet. I will focus my mind on my goals. And last time, I will focus my mind on my goals. What you got for me on this one, Mom? What's
So,
your opinion?
Brandon, short and sweet. I have a dream. We've talked about, dreaming, the dreams we have. There's nothing mysterious about success. It's the ability to stay mentally locked in. We've heard that word ability a few times over in the last few weeks. The ability to think. Remember that one? The ability to think. So, Les, I got some things out here for us today. Ability, because y'all will hear the word and we think we know what it means, but it's so good to define words, to look up synonyms of those words so that you can really allow it to melt internally. So, ability, possession of the means or skill to do something, talent, skill, or proficiency in a particular area. The manager lost his ability to motivate the team. What happens if a manager loses his or her ability to motivate the team? What happens if you lose the ability to motivate yourself enough to be able to see, believe in your goals? So we have to, again, look these words up and make them applicable. And I do think I have, let's look at focus first. I just put focus out there. The center of interest or activity. Interest or activity. Are you interested in your goals? Do you have goals? And we're going to define that again as well. Do you have them? And you, as far as interest, you guys, what we do, when we do it, and how we do it tells us more about our interest than
Mm,
anything. So, are you interested in your life? Are you disciplined enough to be focused, right? Imagine, as we talk about goal, and I'll put this one out there. Imagine the what's the guy's name? The football Brandon. I don't know if he's proper name for the goal person, the guy that kicks the ball, right? He has those center posts. Imagine, is it different for him, you guys, if he's not able to kick from the center of the field, centrally located in that field? Do you think it matters if how he will perform if he's not centered,
mm.
Brandon? Are they always centered? I thought about this
No,
morning. I don't know enough about, because sometimes they can be over to the left,
right or
right?
over to the right. Yep, yep. So they
Over
have
to the
to
right.
change the trajectory of the kick. Yep.
Right, right. So I thought about that this morning as I was kind of melting through this, because I got to read just a little bit of it last night, not the passage, but the quote and a little bit of the passage. And I thought about it this morning, how they must feel and reposition themselves internally and mentally when they're a bit over to the left or the right. Do they perform better when they're just centered there between those goals? And I imagine for me, putting up a goal, like a piece of paper, and putting those two lines between there, writing my goals down,
Mm,
and maybe daily looking at them. Because how many times have we heard write the vision and make it plain? How many of us have written the vision?
right. Something so simple, right?
Right. We'll say it, feel good about it, but still got that book that we bought to write in it about it because we're distracted. We're not focused. We're not interested enough in creating the activity to
Mm,
seeing that light and becoming able to see more clearly. Because I didn't say the rest of that part. The state or quality of having or producing clear vision or visual definition. So, you guys, you got to have the faith, as it says here. Believe in yourself. Believe that you have something to give to this universe. Some of us don't believe we have something to give, truth be
mm,
told. Some of us don't believe that. Focusing your energies in a single direction can work wonders. Some of us we're too distracted and we have too many things that we're focusing on till we can't see any of them. If you want something badly enough, long enough, and consistently enough, there's that word. You can want it badly enough. You can want it for a long time. But if you're not mentally locked in, as the quote tells us, if you're not mentally locked in. Lock yourself in and throw away the key.
Mm,
Lock yourself into your visions, your dreams, your goals, and throw the key away. Most powerful here, Brandon, is staying mentally locked in. And you have to do the work to do that. You just have to. Over to you, Brandon.
mm. Yeah, staying mentally locked in. Like I'm curious what that looks like, right? For some people, is it different for most people, or are there like underlying themes and commonalities between people that have been successful at whatever that's allowed them to break through? And I think this book actually goes through it, asks that question for this woman, Dr. Barbara King. It says, you know, how did she manage to stay focused after um, having to leave school with tuberculosis, coming back and finding her class gone? People had graduated, people had changed seats, and so she was for 4 years, recovering. And so most people had graduated or dropped out while she was healing. And when I was reading that, I thought, she didn't go to school for them anyway,
Mhm.
right? Like that wasn't the goal. The goal was to graduate. It wasn't to go there and be around people who are waiting to, right? That have the same goals as you. So there's always going to be peers, right? There's always going to be peers wherever you are, um, inside of a profession, or with a I won't say a common goal, but that might be, and I think it is, a way of staying focused is surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded, but at the
Mhm.
same time know that those people are not required for your success. Those people are helpful. Those people are support, but they are not bearing the weight and the load of achieving the goal for you. That part is yours alone. And so I like the
Mhm.
beginning of this passage where it says that success, it defines success, and it says it's a state of mind, right, that allows you to achieve all of the desires of your heart. I think it said. Let me make sure. Success is
Brandon, it
creating.
says, I like the word, I want to just make sure we include the word creating a state of mind. Success is
Mm,
creating. That's important. We
that was
have
it.
to
That was it.
create.
Creating a state
Mhm.
of mind. So what? Like I said in the beginning, what is that state of mind? What does that look like for you? Is that a routine? Is that having to go to sleep at a certain time? Is that having a night routine, having a morning routine? Is it writing things down? Is it creating a vision board? Is it praying? What does it look like for you? What is conducive to your success mentally? I think about people like Kobe Bryant, right, who would do things in the games or in practices, even with his own team, to not only express but to gain a mental edge on his
Mhm.
opponents, his teammates. Because who are his opponents before when they don't have games? It's his teammates, right, or the people that
Right.
they have coming in to train with them. So there's this natural level of competition. And I heard about, there's that famous quote, "You weren't with me shooting in the gym," right? Um, uh, when Kobe was going through his situation with his wife, and of course they got back together, or I don't think they ever completely split, but they got back together, and she was coming after him for some of that money, and who knows, rightfully so or not. But there was a line that was in a song included, was like, "You wasn't with me shooting in the gym." And there was some controversy on that line because, and he didn't say that. This was a rapper that was making reference to him. But the way that a lot of, I'll say, men took it was that this man has put all this effort in the gym, and the reason that line stuck out was the fact that people knew Kobe as someone who would do extra to make sure that he
Mhm.
was mentally prepared. I
Mhm.
remember um, I remember that Kobe Bryant had gotten an injury. I think it was on his Achilles or something like that, or his knee, something like that. And they said that he was done for, or his back or something, and that he wouldn't really shoot again, and all these things. There was a similar story about Bruce Lee, said that he would never kick again, and then 2 years later, or a year and a half, 2 years later, he's got 3, 4 more movies on the way, and he's kicking faster, stronger than he ever did. Was it that made them different? What I see is that they did not allow the obstacles or whatever they were going through in life. Even with the Kobe Bryant situation, he had court the same day that he had a game. He went to a game, I believe, after court and scored like a whole bunch of points. And the reason that he did that was for his own mental fortitude. He used and channeled everything that was going on in his life for a specific purpose, right? For a goal. His goal didn't change, even though the situation around his life and around the goal, and even the obstacles that stood in between his way to get to his goal, even though those things changed, he didn't. His goal didn't. His orientation of thought didn't. He was still focused on achieving and accomplishing his goal and being successful. So there's kind of like this I don't care what happens. I'm going to accomplish this if God will. If God just doesn't want you to have it, then there's nothing you can do about it. But all you can do is all you can do. So how do you develop those things? How do you develop a vision, right, for health, being healthy, thriving, and being full of positive experiences? And how does success resemble human survival, right? You see yourself somewhere. You see the fact that you want to be better, and let's really think about survival, not living, not I got so I got to pay a bill, or I got to do this, or I need 89 in my car instead of 87. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Survival. I'm talking about you have to eat, you have to drink, you have to have shelter, right? These are essentials, right? What would you do, and what do you do to make sure every single day that you secure those things? There's not a day that you're probably going to go by, God willing, to where you're not going to get something to eat in some kind of way, right? So you have to want this as bad as you want to eat, as bad as you want to breathe, as bad as you want to have shelter over your head, right? That has to be a goal for you, right? That has to be that with the same ferocity that you go after. Make sure you have a roof over your head. If you truly want to be successful, you have to have that same type of determination to achieve um, the big goals. And I mean, and all our assessment of how big goals are personal, right? There's some that kind of are communally known as like getting a college degree, becoming a doctor, or raising a family successfully, things of that nature. But what success mean to you? Have you defined it? Have you written it down? Have you charted a plan for it? And if you haven't, then maybe that's the piece that you're missing. If you haven't, and you have this goal, but you haven't been successful, maybe the organization of those, maybe the cultivation and creation of that state of mind is the first step and what you should be focusing on. So I ask people in the chat, what does that look like to you? Because I think we all know, right? Like we all know what we need to do to achieve
We're
our
just
goals.
not
We know the
focused on it. It's just not,
yeah, we
we're
all
not
know the
focused.
steps,
Right. I'd like to
right?
ask a question. What is it? Today's Thursday. What can you say? And if you can go back um, last month, I guess I would say, because we're just in day second of May, what have you consistently done every day? For the last 5 days, what is it that you have consistently, what have you been consistent in as it relates to your goals, the vision, right? What? And then outside of your goals, what are you consistent in? Because
Consistently
what
what?
what was that one? What we should do, we ought to do, and what we ought to do, we should do.
Yep, yep,
Y'all remember that one?
yep.
And so
I
I
like how you
encourage you
remember the
guys.
titles.
Yeah, I tell y'all, I'm here for me every day. This is one thing that I've been consistent in, and there's been some days where, like this morning, like I feel very very fatigued this morning. Like I really could just go back and sleep. I've been going at it, but try to think about how many days I've consistently been going at it. So I'm going to make sure that one of the things I talked to myself to about this morning was, when I'm off, I'm going to be off. I'm going to be off because I've been and that's Tammy. I want things decent and in order. But what I have realized is that I will do more of that on the job
Mm,
than I will in my business business, right? My
mm,
very own business. So I have to find some balance in that. And I have to let some things go until the next day, right? So I don't lose sight of the goal, the vision that God has given me for
mm,
Bluff City leadership and
mm,
helping people in that, helping people restore and have great relationships through the power of effective communication. I cannot lose sight of that. Why?
mm.
Because that's part of the purpose. That's part of the plan. That's my goal. That's what I see centered in those lines that I will draw today and write things down.
Mm.
So
I
Miss
have a
Brenda
question.
says, and I put it out there. She says, this one is right on point for me. Now put it back out here. I definitely have to keep my mind focused on my vision and not get distracted on what is going on around me. And you guys, one of the ways to do that, there's several, but get in touch and make sure that you understand and manage your feelings and your emotions. That will change everything. There's several more listed. Get closer. Brandon, you mentioned this one. Get closer to nature. We have Shelby Farms is one of the most beautiful places. It was my therapist for so very long, you guys. So just take a walk, and you don't always need someone with you. Go alone. And I'll give you the things that when I Googled this, get closer to nature, get more from your sleep, get more from your sleep, because you can go to sleep, but you're not getting rest.
Right, right, right.
Find a way to tune it out and turn it off before you tune out and turn off. So turn the TV off, maybe put some music on, relaxing music. This is having the ability to think things through that will help you be able to position yourself as the kicker, to be able to put that ball in the center and kick it
Mm,
to that through that goal. However, there are always detours, right? Life happens to us. Tires go flat. So you must, because you know that, then make sure your spare is in the car and has air in it, right? Third, keep moving. I mentioned one day here that I don't care how slow you go, or it doesn't matter. I don't want to say I don't care. I'm trying to be intentional about my words. It does not matter how slow you go, but if you keep going, you will get where you're going. But if you stop, if you turn around, you will not. So keep moving past how you feel, how it feels, what you think about it. Because until you get to a place, and even sometimes then, to where you have the ability to talk yourself towards your goals rather than back to where you started, you have to keep moving. You just have to keep walking. If it's raining, if you're tired, you just have to keep walking sometimes. And then, for sure, like now, I realize that I've pushed myself over the limit. I've fallen off the edge. It's like the Price is Right guy. That game, y'all remember that? You go and he
yeah.
goes whoop because you went over the price. So I've gone over the price. I need rest.
I
Eat
feel you.
healthy food. Eat healthy food is number four. I'll speed up, Brandon.
No, you're good, sweet.
Number five, be kind and help create a better world. Be kind and help create a better world. I also had this in my mind this morning because we've talked ourselves out of helping people, and I think about the young man again, that I had the encounter with, right?
Hmm.
And y'all, I'm sorry. I'm good. I won't say that I'm going to help everybody, that I can help everybody. But when I hear that voice, because when I don't respond to the voice of God, because I clearly, nope, turn around, turn around, turn around. there have been times where I've kept going, and
Haunts
the
you, doesn't it?
battle in my mind
Yeah.
would have been worse if I had stopped and something happened. It was worse. It was worse, or is worse, for me to not obey that voice and keep going. It would have been worse, right? If something had to me, because I like Brandon said, that's probably why I wasn't able to sleep, because I carry it. I carry it with me. I have to learn to release it as well. Give it to God. I have to learn to do that. Um, be curious and open minded to new experiences. Move your trash can. If y'all hadn't did the trash can experience that we talked about with Butterfly Evolution every show, um, move your trash can and then monitor how often you go back to that place where you moved it from. And in doing that, if you drive into work, drive a different direction. Drive the speed limit. Get on the right hand side so you won't be the person behind the person behind the person, right? Y'all remember that story yesterday?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
plan things to look forward to. You could plan a trip to Shelby Farms. Right now, today, you can say, I'm going to take a walk
And that's in
to
Memphis,
Shelby
y'all. I know
Farms.
y'all. Some people might not know what Shelby Farms even is. So,
Right, exactly. And then learn to understand and manage your feelings. Stop trying to tell, like Miss Brenda had said the other day, how the person, she was telling them about the books that she was reading, and how the person said, you need to, come on with the ages. We don't read books like that anymore. That's a lie, because she's telling you, and you didn't even hear that. She's telling you that she's one of the people that do read books. And I'm the exact same way. I have to hold it in my hand. I have to. But we are so caught up in trying to understand or manage someone else's life and feelings and emotions, but we are not tuned in, turned on, and tapped into our own. Because if we were, what we would say to people like Miss Brenda, oh wow, cool, you still get the books. I might try that, because I've stopped. You see how
right.
those words that we talked about yesterday, word perfect? Let's start to show people how much we care. And caring about people is being respectful for how they are in their life and what they need. It's like when I was on the cruise, and they said to me, who brings books on a cruise? And then when I found out that they paid to have Facebook, I'm like, who in the hell paid to get Facebook on a cruise? You see? So learn to understand and manage your feelings. And then you won't be offended of the understanding and the feelings of someone else, because you are centered in front of your goal, those two poles, and that you are ready to kick, and that you believe in yourself, and it's going to go right where it's supposed to go. Because what does the book tell us? If you believe in yourself, you just might get it. Is that what it is, Brandon? That's what it says. Don't be surprised if you get it. We ought
Right.
to stop being surprised about things, because being surprised, you thought that meant or means that you didn't think you would get it, and that plays the trick in your head. So over to you, Brandon.
I have one question for everyone.
Okay.
The title of this passage is "I Have a Dream," but I think a question, a reflexive question, is: does the dream have me?
Mm.
I have a dream, but does the dream have me? So I have a dream, right? I have a goal, but does my goal have me? Right? Like I have it in my head, but am I dedicated to it? You see what I'm saying? And I
Mm.
think once we start looking at it like, this dream is mine, but you are also the dreams, right? You're fulfilling it, you're actualizing it, right? So you have to embody it in some way. There's a giving up of yourself, giving
Mm.
up. There's a sacrifice that's made, that's incumbent upon any person that takes on the task of achieving anything great. There are things that you have to sacrifice. And I think one of the big things that we deal with in the time of microwaves and instant everything and the whole world of knowledge being at our fingertips is that we don't want to sacrifice our comfortabilities in order to achieve something great. Do
Mm,
what people won't do today so that you can do what people can't do tomorrow.
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? What are you willing to sacrifice today? If you have a goal of becoming more financially secure, say you want to build your savings up to a certain amount. I'm not going to put amount because everybody has different relations on what's a lot and what's a good amount. But you're going to have to live beneath your means, quote
Mm,
unquote, right? And really, we're all living way beyond our means, way beyond what's necessary, right? I learned that pretty well by going to Mexico and seeing and passing different communities who are happier than we are, guys, with so much less. So to say that we need this and need that, and I gotta buy this, gotta buy that, yeah, you're consuming, but you are also being consumed. Your
mm,
time, your space, your energy, your intention, your fire, you know, your the bandwidth that you have, the mental and spiritual and emotional bandwidth, the capacity that you have is being compromised, right? Because you're lost in the consumption, right? And think about all the
mm.
resources that have been siphoned away based on impulses and purchases that had no goal, that were attributing to no goal, that were aimless. So you have a dream, but does the dream have you? Just know that everything that you do comes back on you, right? Everything you consume has consumed something of you. In a way, you had to sacrifice money, time, something, toiling the land even for a garden. But there's something that you have given up. Are you
Brandon,
willing to make those sacrifices?
I
Yes.
need to ask you if you don't mind. Okay, so you said you have a dream, but does the dream have you?
Are you dedicated? Basically, like, are you focused on it? I
Okay,
think there's a beholdenness that I see in the eyes of successful people.
okay.
I'm sure Kobe Bryant woke up and like and was already like this, trying to palm a ball every morning. I'm sure those were one of the first things he thought of in the morning was how many free throws am I going to shoot today?
Mm,
What am I going to do today? In dedication to my goal. And that's what I mean by,
okay,
does the goal have
you.
you? Like, have you submitted some part of yourself to the attainment of this goal, right? So did you
Right,
give that goal a part of yourself?
right.
You know?
It-
Did you do that in
So
that exchange?
right. So you guys, I remember I think about TV because I think TV is one of our I believe. I'm trying to stop
That's
using the
fine.
word think. I believe that TV is one of our biggest and most dangerous distractions, right? And so I remember when and I need to do this again. We did 21. No, that's the time I gave up the ice. I used to be addicted to ice, like ice, not
Sonic ice.
Sonic ice. But I remember I did 30 days with no TV because I felt that TV had become my biggest distraction, but also it had become my medicine. I remember a friend of mine saying this guy was her medicine for as long as she was sick, but once she healed, she said he was my medicine for as long as I was sick. So what
Oh.
is your medicine? Who's your medicine? Because you were sick. And if you were not sick, you would not need, want, or entertain that person, right? So
Mm.
I remember giving up the TV. And after the 30 days, like, and I lived alone, like, so I did not turn the TV on for 30 days. And I have become, it was my dream. It was my goal. It was my determined ability to watch TV no matter what, right? I would go to sleep with it on.
Mhm.
But after those 30 days, you guys, I didn't want it as much. I did, and I was very particular about the things that I watched. I used to be that Lifetime woman. Every Lifetime movie, I would sit and
Ooh,
watch it for
I forgot
days.
about that.
Oh my gosh. And
I,
now you can't get me to you couldn't pay me to watch
come
Lifetime.
on. I don't even like the channel 29 no more. I don't even know who watches TV. Remember,
So
used to be the
I
channel
mean
29.
really.
I hate
Yeah.
that channel. I used to watch it so
So
much.
you have to have the ability to let some things go. So you guys, we're on day 92 and we're going to bring it to an end at 7:41. We're on day 92. We're approaching the 100th day pretty quickly. I got some really great things planned for you guys. We're going to do some giveaways, things like that, right? Write your goals down. I'm going to say it again. Write them down. We're going to share them
You got
on
7
day
days.
100. 7 days, day of the number of completion, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna share them, and I'm gonna give some good prize, some a good prize, and maybe a few, but one good one, right? Um, and with that prize, I'm hoping people will go out and buy books and read and things like that. But write your goals down, write the vision, make it plain, and we're gonna share. We're gonna have a beautiful day on day 100. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
over to you,
Sounds
Brandon, as we
good.
bring it to a close.
Sounds good. Well, guys, we're going to wrap up the show for today. Thank y'all for joining us on this beautiful morning. Today is a new day. You're a new you. You're not the same you as you were last night. You have the ability to co-create your reality. Remember that.
Right.
Change your reality by changing your mind, right? Change your mind. Purify your heart.
Brandon, do we have any comments from Instagram?
No, people just watching, saying what's up. I got
Okay.
my boy AD over there.
Okay.
Um,
I do want to share Miss Brenda's just because I think it's
yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
she says, all right, because this is
I thought you
important, you
wanted me to
guys.
wrap up.
Tammy, I did. I just saw her message. Tammy, that is one of my main
Oh,
issues. I always want to take someone along with me for support, but forgot that God is
mm,
always with me and He is all the support I need. I have let my emotions get in the way of my focus because I don't want to leave someone behind. And
mm.
the answer to that is, do they want to go? And does their actions validate that they want to go? Because if it doesn't, you keep going and they can catch up.
And I
They
think
can
that's
catch up.
a survivor's guilt.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's a form of survivor's guilt. Like, I've been through this, and you see yourself in someone else. You've been through this too. But there are differences in certain cases where you and that person had the exact same chances and still have the same chances,
right.
but your chances decrease of your success decrease the more that you hold on to the dead weight of the people that surround you. If some people are in your life for this season, for a season, for next season, for last season, everybody ain't going with you. You know, I kid you not. God forbid, if we pass away today, 2 weeks from now, that person that you're holding on for will move on without you.
Hmm.
When you have that funeral, they will move on without you. The same day that you have a funeral, they at some point in that day will laugh. They may cry, but at some point in that day, they're gonna go eat. They're gonna go drink. They're gonna go back to their home and shelter. The things that they need to survive. Your success has to be likened to your survival. You know, I'm inspired by my uncle Mike, who he knew that if he didn't switch things up in his life, it was a matter of life and death. Whether that means physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, life
That's right.
and
Yeah.
death. And if you don't get it like that, if you don't want your goal as much as you want to breathe, then you might as well stop breathing because you're not truly living. Go for your goals, but that requires something from you: perseverance, determination, and letting go. What are you willing? That's what I was saying. What are you willing to sacrifice? In many cases, it's your attachments to people, places, things, circumstances, and the sentiments of others. So let's lose our attachments to
Yep.
people
Let's wake up.
that
Let's
we
wake
are
up.
not beholden to. And since you have a dream, make sure your dream has you. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So thank you, Miss Brenda, for always being so open, so candid, so free with with how you feel here. That's showing to me that you're open for growth. You're available and primed for success.
Mm-hmm.
And you're honest with yourself. You're not telling lies to yourself. You're saying, no, I'm calling out myself. This is my main issue. So kudos and salute to you for that. But again, guys, we're going to wrap up here because I got to keep mom on time. Today's title is titled, I Have a Dream. I Have a Dream. And our quote was from Montel Williams, the famous talk show host of the 90s, who said, there's nothing mysterious about success. It's the ability to stay mentally locked. And our affirmation that we read 3 times, one for me, one for you, and one for the person that you're going to send this to, is I will focus my mind on my goals. I will focus my mind on my goals. And last time, I will focus my mind on my goals. Stay focused today. Write it down. Have a vision. Put steps behind it. And go get what's yours. But make sure you give it your all. Okay? Make sure you give it your all. All right, y'all. That's all we got for you today. Have a good day. We will see y'all tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central Time on the 92nd installment of the In This Season podcast. Y'all have a good one. And let us know in the comments. Share, like, subscribe on YouTube.
Share this video.
Let the algorithm know
Write
that
those
this is what
goals.
you what
Write
you
those
what you want
goals.
to do. Write those goals down. All right.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.